All right, Bulldogs, let's check out what's going on campus this week. On Monday, it's the golf regional tournament at Indian Hills. We've got girls volleyball at Oakland, and then football both on campus and at Oakland. Tuesday, it's National Coffee Day, and Wednesday, it's National Love People Day. Thursday, make sure that you dress up in your favorite Gothic outfit for Edgar Allan Poe Day. There's girls volleyball at Stewart's Creek and girls soccer at Lebanon. On Friday, be sure to wear your purple and gold, name your car if you haven't already named it, and check out football versus Cane Ridge at 7 p.m. on campus. Coach Bell, Coach Wester, and Coach Prince have built a very strong-minded SHS girls volleyball team. This team never gives up. The JV was down 24-13 and made a comeback versus Laverne and won the game. This team never puts each other down. When someone on the team makes a mistake, they all get together and say, "We got this." There could be 0 fans of the game and there would still be cheering from their teammates, and that would be enough. Of the 2 games that Challen went to this week, the Lady Bulldogs showed better sportsmanship than the opposing team. This team just needs a little fine-tuning and they will be a big threat to all opposing teams. As Challen reports, you can tell this is a very hard-working team and all the coaches and players are giving 110% effort on making this team better every single day.
What do you think our strongest? What do you think the strongest part of the volleyball team this year has been?
I would say our strongest part is that we don't give up, so we keep fighting, and I think we will start seeing success. It's just taking us a little bit longer this year than last year.
And what do you think about the competition that you guys have gone up this year against?
We've gone up against a lot of really tough competition. We've also gone up against some weak competition that we've just, for one reason or another, let them beat us or take us out or put us in our heads or whatever. But we have had a lot of really strong competition. Our district is a very strong district, so it makes it hard to consistently go up against stronger and better teams and consistently get the losses.
What game are you most excited to play?
We love playing Laverne because, there's such a strong rivalry. We do a really good job against them. I'm most excited to play against Stewart's Creek. I think that our level is going to be about the same as theirs, so it should be a really good game. There's also a lot of rivalry between us and Stewart's Creek, so typically we come out pretty strong against them.
Anybody specifically on the volleyball team you just want to brag on?
I want to brag on Olivia Ward and Alyssa Funderburk. They both have stepped up to be setters this year. Neither one of them have ever set before this year.
That's a really important position.
Yes, so we didn't have a setter. Avery Piccirilli stepped up at the beginning of the year, and then I had to move her to the back row because we just needed more consistency in the back row. So really the 3 of those girls have really just been working hard in a new position that's a very hard position, and they've all 3 done a really great job with it.
Anything else you would like us to know about the volleyball team this year?
I think it's important for students to come out and support during the volleyball games. We do a lot better when we have some students that are in the stands, even though it's harder this year and you have to wear masks and distance and all that. It's still important for the girls to see that the students do want to come out and support them, and we definitely play a lot better when we have that support.
Okay, when are the games usually so people can come?
Most of the time we play on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then sometimes we have Mondays peppered in, but our calendar is up on the school website, and then I also write it up in my classroom, so there are a couple different places people can look to find it.
So explain the importance of volleyball.
Okay, so volleyball is kind of just a really intense version of Don't Let the Balloon Touch the Floor. It works on quick feet, it works on teamwork, it works on cooperation, and it's actually a lot of fun to watch. And the girls have worked super hard since, I'd say, they've been working hard since May. So anybody that's thought about coming out to watch, I would encourage you to come and watch our girls play.
Yeah. Yes. And how is the team doing, like record-wise, and how can we improve?
So right now our records show that we beat Laverne. As far as overall wins, that's our only overall win, but we do, because they play 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 3. So we do win sets. We just have a little trouble completing the games.
We can't fully go the distance. We get there, but we can't finish.
Yes, we get there, but we can't finish. But we should have a pretty close game tonight.
What is tonight's game?
We're playing Lebanon.
Lebanon, here or home?
We're playing home.
Okay. And how do you prepare for a game like that? How do you prepare for a game? Like, is it like in football where you watch film, or do you guys, what does volleyball do different?
It's partly watching film. It's also partly, since we've been coaching for 2 years together, and I've been coaching 3, we kind of go on our prior knowledge of the team, and the ones that are returning kind of focus on that, and then we always have, before the game, we always have a practice.
Who have you seen this year step up and really be a leader on the team?
For varsity, I would definitely say that Avery, our senior, has stepped up. She started out as setter, and then she switched to libero, so she's been thrown in a bunch of different roles, and she's excelled at all of them. For JV, I would say that Libby and Lindsay, our 2 sophomores, have been really good leaders. And for freshmen, there's been different ones.
And libero, explain how important that position is, because I really do believe it's really one of the most important, because they're the person that needs to make sure the team is all good and they come in and out. It's a very exhausting position. And explain more on it.
Okay, so libero is solely based on defense. They're a defensive specialist.
They cannot score. Yeah.
So they're not allowed to jump in front of the 10-foot line. They're not allowed to play front row. So they're really like the basis of our defense. If we don't have a good libero, we can't make any good plays.
Yeah. It's the most important position, would you say, or what it would be?
I'd say it's one of the most. I'd say setter is just as important because they're the playmakers, but between the two, those are the most important.
Okay, anything else would you like to say about the volleyball team?
They work hard. I love all the girls, and I really think anybody would benefit from coming to watch them.
And no arguments. The team really does work together.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, obviously they're teenage girls. They're gonna have little tiffs, but for the most part, they're really good teammates.
All right. Thank you.
This week for Hispanic Heritage Month, BNN is recognizing Dr. Ellen Ochoa, engineer, astronaut, and former director of the Johnson Space Center. Dr. Ochoa was born in Los Angeles, California in 1958 and is of Mexican heritage. She is best known for being the first Hispanic Latina woman in space and for being the first Hispanic and second female director of the Johnson Space Center. Dr. Ochoa studied electrical engineering at Stanford University, where she earned both her master's degree in 1981 and her doctorate in 1985. In 1988, she began working at the Ames Research Center in California for NASA, later moving to the Johnson Space Center in Texas and becoming an astronaut. In 1993, she became the first Latina Hispanic woman in space, flying aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery's STS-56 mission. Since then, she has flown in space 4 times and has logged nearly 1,000 hours in orbit. In 2007, Dr. Ellen Ochoa became Deputy Director of the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, and was later promoted to Director, making her the second woman and the first Hispanic person to be director of the Johnson Space Center. In 2018, Dr. Ochoa retired from NASA and became vice chair of the National Science Board. Among her many awards, Dr. Ochoa has been recognized with NASA's highest award, the Distinguished Service Medal, and the Presidential Distinguished Rank Award. She also has 6 schools named after her, and was inducted into the U.S. Astronaut Hall of Fame in 2017. To find out more about Dr. Ellen Ochoa, just search for her name on NASA's website, nasa.gov. Adios!
Hey Bulldogs, it's time for this week's College of the Week, Lincoln Memorial College. Lincoln Memorial University is a private institution that offers a relevant curriculum for the 21st century in business, humanities, arts and sciences, education, and health professions. They offer associate's degrees, undergraduate degrees, master's degrees, and doctorate degrees. LMU has a student affairs office that aims to help students maximize their experiences. They strive to ensure that there's something for students to participate in and enjoy as much as possible. Activities include intramural sports, leadership development activities, speakers, and many more. LMU is located about 4 hours from Smyrna, Tennessee, in the historic Cumberland Gap City, Harrogate, Tennessee. According to Alarm.org and the National Council for Home Safety and Security, LMU was voted safest campus in America. Be sure to scan the QR code for an informational Zoom meeting.
Who is able to use the dog salon?
This fall, it's only teachers that we're opening the dog salon up for due to the coronavirus regulations, but hopefully in the spring, they'll be a little more lax and we'll be able to open the dog salon back open to the public.
What level of pre-veterinary do you have to work there?
Small animal science is who works in the dog salon, and also work-based learning students. So if you're a work-based learning student, you'll be a senior, but small animal science is for sophomores who have already taken agri-science.
What do you do if a dog is either misbehaving or is being bad?
If a dog is growling or acting aggressive, we don't work with that dog simply because we're not professionals. Aggressive dogs have to go to a professional groomer or someone who has the training and ability to work with them.
What type of training do students have to go through before working in here?
So we start small animal science class with a safety test and a safety unit. You have to pass the safety test with 100% due to state law before you can work in any of the labs.
What kind of services can people get done here?
Right now this fall, we are only opening up to baths, again, because of the coronavirus and what we can do and how many students we have in class. But hopefully in the spring, if we have more students come back to school and we have bigger classes, we'll be able to do actual grooming again where we can give haircuts.
And how much does it cost?
It varies on the size of your dog. So if you have a small dog, a bath and nail trim is going to run about $15, and then it can get up to about $40 if you have a really large dog, but it depends on weight. And we weigh the dogs whenever they come in here, so you'll know how much your dog weighs.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And now it's time for 2-Minute News. This is Mr. Cummings recapping the stories you might have missed in 2 minutes. Coronavirus update. In USA Today on Saturday, September 26th, Doug Stanglin reported only 9% of American adults have been exposed to or have had coronavirus. While states like California are reporting slow and steady growth in the number of cases, many states are easing mask requirements. Rutherford County recently lifted its mask mandate early, encouraging residents to be Rutherford responsible. At the time of reporting, over 203,000 Americans have died from coronavirus, and 7 million cases have been reported in the United States. TikTok ban, deadline approaching. The popular social media app TikTok is quickly approaching a possible ban on the China-owned site, with concerns about data security being raised. The social media app owners will appear before a federal judge for a hearing on Sunday, September 27th, in an effort to block the ban that is set to take effect Sunday night. The ban will prohibit new downloads until the app is 100% American-owned. Now would be a good time to check your phones. Is TikTok still alive and well? President Trump plans to nominate Amy Coney Barrett for Supreme Court seat. Following the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, President Trump plans to nominate Amy Coney Barrett as her replacement. Barrett, a federal judge currently serving on the Chicago-based 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, was a longtime Notre Dame law professor, a mother of 7, and a devout Catholic. She's the first choice for conservative groups, and if confirmed, at age 48, will be the youngest justice to serve on the Supreme Court, which is a lifelong appointment. Richard Nixon's sandwich? And for something totally random, this week, a man in Illinois celebrated his 60th year of holding on to Richard Nixon's half-eaten sandwich. Why? We don't really know.